what differentiates a struggling client versus a bad client? And I'm curious what one word comes to your mind, Andrew, but mine is effort. That's the one word that comes to my mind, the differentiator on there. And I'll explain more, but effort is my word.
I'd say mine's probably ignorance.
Ignorance.
Because if you know better, you're not ignorant. You're just making deliberate choices to be maliciously maligned with your goal. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But if you are ignorant, then there's an opportunity there for you to expand your perspective or your understanding of the situation. So I think dumb versus stupid is a conversation we've had in a couple episodes at this point. And
that's fair.
Dumb meaning you don't know better and you just go learn, right? Or you set up systems not to worry about it.
Yeah.
Stupid, you know better.
Yeah.
You drunk text every time you're X. Maybe you should stop getting drunk, or maybe you should give your phone away, because if you kept doing that and you kept having emotional harm, then you're stupid.
Yeah.
We love you though.
Yeah. I mean, for me, and I don't disagree with that point either. I think it depends on situation, maybe ignorance or effort. But if you're actively trying and you're making progress, but maybe it's slowed progress, or we keep finding a new thing, which I guess attribute to ignorance to an extent, that gets in front of you, gets in your way, or your ability to do something or accomplish something, then like, hey, you're trying and you're putting effort in. But if we continually don't try, so, I learned the new thing. I went from, dumb to stupid, or I went from, vice versa. And then, okay, great, I understand how to handle it. If you show up again, and let's say the weekend example, just, this past month I obliterated every weekend. All right, cool. Put it into context, understood it. Here's the tools to overcome it. Next month, all right, I didn't obliterate the first weekend, but the next 3 I did.
Yeah.
All right, we made some progress, we put some effort in. Next month, I either slid back and obliterated all the weekends, or just one I was good. Like, all right, did we make progress or whatever? Like, did you put the effort in now that you understand what we can do?
Yeah.
And the moment that becomes in question, that is my differentiator of like, are you actually truly trying? Like, do you really want the thing bad enough? Do you understand what you even care about more so? Like, if you're sitting here trying to escape your life every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like, maybe we need to think about something different. Like, maybe you being 40 pounds fat isn't the worst issue you have in your life. We need to solve a different problem, because if that's not motivating enough to make the change you need, or going and achieving the goal time in your marathon or whatever it is that you want to do are not truly motivators enough to get you to do the work, put the effort in, like, what's going on?
Yeah. And that's where I think, again, like the ignorance thing, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And so that's where the explorative nature of coaching is like, hey, let's go try this thing and see how it works out. If you have a Gen Pop client, which most personal trainers will have people that just want to lose a little bit of weight, they want to feel better, they're not going to have high performing athletes, which none of that shit matters.
Yeah.
Like, here is the plan, ready or not, here it comes. You do your best, and then that's all you got. But like, for people that aren't necessarily having a specific time bound thing, you can kind of have some of those. And I think that the better you are at exploring, the longer you'll keep clients, and the more, the more they'll enjoy the process.
My word is ignorance now.
Ignorance?
Yeah, I'm moving from effort to ignorance.
Yeah, because if you know, then you can prioritize better, and then you can allocate effort. So, and then one of the biggest things I hate when people say lazy, because when people say lazy, it's just misattribution. Because you're not lazy, you're just allocating your time, effort in a different direction that makes more sense to you.
Yeah.
And whether that's because you're avoiding something because you're trying to allay anxiety, or something else.
He's yelling at me because I asked somebody if they were lazy this morning. That's what I hear right now. He's yelling at me.
This is what we call projection, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you see something and you think that it's coming out of someone else's. I wasn't even thinking about that. But I think about, because there's so many trainers that will misattribute, like the client just doesn't want it. They didn't show up, but they're late. And like, you forget about the context that, and this was really prevalent in fitness and CrossFit for a long time. People would show up like 3 to 5 minutes late for a class be warming up, and they would have to go off the side and do burpees as a punishment for taking time out of life to pay this establishment to come and have fun in a fit setting. Like, that's asinine to me. And rather than be like, hey, I totally get, like, and let's peel the layers back. And I remember one specific situation, dad of like 4 kids, and he was actually a single dad, so it doesn't really seem to be as prevalent. Worked as a lawyer, constantly overwhelmed, right? Shows up 5 minutes late for an appointment at a CrossFit gym that I was coaching at. And I was taking the class, and the coach is like, hey, you're late. 40 burpees, 10 burpees a minute. And the guy's like clearly a little embarrassed, and he was actually probably one of the people that most reliably paid on time for the CrossFit gym. And so we started to think about it, like, well, hey, you know, you're late every time. Are you okay? And let's just call him Bob for right now. And Bob was like, yeah, you know, this is my one escape for the day. And I do everything I can to manage, but like, you know, I have to pick up my kids from school. And then getting here for the 4 o'clock is really tight for me because it's Atlanta and like Buckhead traffic is nuts. And so it was really eye-opening for me to hear this as the head coach, because we were having a conversation about the other coach who kept punishing this person, and he complained a little bit. But like, it really shifts the frame of like, this guy's not lazy. He's not bad at time management. If anything, he's a wizard at it, because he's juggling 4 little humans and a job and his own mental health. And like, you know, just people would maybe attribute that to laziness, but they just don't know.